By the way, here's the most recent teaser for the Hoonigan update. I'm going to be showing these at the beginning of every video that is uploaded when a new teaser has dropped, so subscribe if you want to catch not only the video, but a look at the most recent teasers in the best place to see them, here on YouTube. Here's the teaser, enjoy the video. Sid! Hey, SidWaj! I don't know what cars are coming next update. I don't have like a full list. I mean, I know that it's everything from Season 9, I guess, but like what's actually coming next update? Do we know? Well, what's going on, boys? My name is Sid, and today I thought I would make a full comprehensive list of all the cars returning from Season 9, now going into the Crew Motorfest on this next update. They all drop December 6th. And what we know about Season 10 so far, because I don't think it's a lot. But there is Motor Pass cars, shop cars, summit cars, but people don't really directly pay attention to everything being added into the game. So what things are missing and what things are going to be added very, very soon. In fact, in just a week. So subscribe to the channel to catch early videos of the new update. That's right. Subscribe. And of course we begin with, unfortunately, not this thing. This thing is not gonna be coming back, unfortunately. No, yeah, we're kind of leaving this thing behind. Lancia, it sucks, but no Lancias are coming over. There was actually two Lancias they added, this one and this one. And neither of them are joining us in the Crew Motorfest anytime soon. So what is? Well, first and foremost is the Audi RS7. Now, this was added at the start of Season 9. Not on its own, of course, because we're going to be getting the Audi RS7, a very sleek-looking sports sedan. I imagine this thing will be in Street Tier 2 in Motorfest, but we're going to be getting this on top of the Audi RS3. This thing right here, which I will actually also assume will be in Street Tier 2. It's modern, it's decently quick. I don't think they'd put something like this in Street Tier 1, but I might be wrong. This one, I'm actually not too sure. Interestingly, this one we've actually seen before in-game. Ubisoft and the crew posted on their TikTok a video in the custom show, explaining the custom show, and in the background, you can actually see the Audi RS3. This is the first time we've ever seen a Season 9 car in Motorfest, and it was this thing. Well, it didn't look like this, but this thing is the thing that was there. But that's not where we're done when it comes to Audis. Because although there's both these two that are very, very cool cars, very, very cool looking Audis, and with a lot of customization, Motorfest has definitely had an issue where new cars just don't have great customization. But something that does have, I won't say great, I'll say customization, is the thing we're also going to be getting. The Audi RS2 Avant. Whoa, no. Oh, this thing is definitely going to be Street Tier 1. I think there is no question this thing right here is Street Tier 1. And it's going to have this customization because all customization is carried over. Some have changed a little bit, like you can't put a livery on the DeLorean anymore for some reason, but some are exactly the same, most in fact. So I expect exactly this customization on the Audi RS2 in the Street 1 spec. It probably won't be very good in that spec, but it is an Audi wagon that we're getting, which of course we're also going to be getting at some point in the Crew Motorfest an Audi RS6 Avant, because we've seen it in trailers and everything. So this will be our first Audi wagon in Motorfest, but it won't be our last Audi wagon in Motorfest. And those are the three Audis that are going to be dropped very soon. December 6th, in fact. And speaking of Street Tier 1, we also have the Mazda Cosmo making its way into Motorfest. A car with some very cool customization. Again, a very sick looking spoiler. The wide body is insane as well compared to what this car is like stock. I don't remember what this car is like stock, but the Mazda Cosmo is also going to be making its way into the Crew Motorfest just this coming week. I want to see, actually, what this thing... You know what? It looks cool as stock, honestly. I kind of don't like that wide body. I think it looks cool as stock. Yeah. Well, if they're going to come with the garage transfer, well... it's gonna be customized like this in the garage transfer. So that's what I'm worried about. In fact, I kind of want to stock all of these cars now. Because, of course, they're gonna be added without the livery, but with the customization that you have in the Crew 2. Oh, and this thing is right-hand drive. I didn't know that. That's kind of cool. They started doing right-hand drive ages ago, and now they actually properly do right-hand drive. But right, where was I? The next shop additions, because that's what I'm going through first, all the shop cars are the Nobles. These are also going to be added. The Noble, this thing, and the Noble, the other thing. I think one's 500, one's 600. This one being 6 or 5 or... one of them. Who truly knows? We'll find out some other time. But the Nobles are going to be making their way into the game as well. Again, also right-hand drive because they are bloody British. And they are going to be in hypercar, of course. These will be two very nice hypercar editions because it's always good to get a brand new hypercar in Motorfest. And although this one is pretty alright, I don't mind the old Noble. The one I'm looking forward to is the newer Noble. Ooh, the engine sound as well. I'm looking forward to seeing what that's like on the... I was trying to ram. I'm looking forward to hearing the engine sounds on Motorfest because, of course, the engine sounds there are way better overall. And driving these cars is going to be way better. Sitting in a Noble in Motorfest, I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to it. Especially with the better wheel rotation, the right-hand drive, feeling like you're actually driving an imported car. And of course, the goofy customization. There is also that. The fact companies allow wide bodies that wide is one of the reasons I love the Crew. Also, again, this thing looks so much nicer. So much nicer without a wide body. Wow. Okay, right. Before I fall in love with the Noble over here, what do we got next? Well, the next one is the one that if you forgot any of them, you forgot about this one. It's the Evo in Rallycross, except it's not. It's an Evo in Drift. We are getting the base Evo 4 in Drift in the import. Honestly, I almost forgot about this thing. I almost fully forgot before I went through and tallied up everything that's going to be added. And of course, this was on that list. The brand new Evo in Drift. I think this Evo was already in a different spec, but then they brought it to the Drift spec, just like they brought the base Evo, the newer one, into Drift way back when. This thing sucks in Drift in this game, by the way, though. This thing is unusable. Wow. Okay. Ow. And it rounds up the list of shop edition cars coming in Season 2 of Motorfest that came in Season 9. As much as it sucks in the Crew 2, and I've made it like a sleeper rallycross thing, as much as it sucks, I am definitely looking forward to this thing being added to Motorfest and am hoping that it's a lot better there. But now we move on to some of the cooler things, because we'll be beginning Motor Pass and Summit cars, and let's begin with the Motor Pass. And the first thing on the Motor Pass list is our fake Liberty Walk Nissan GTR. Now, we have two Liberty Walk cars in Motorfest, but this one did an amazing job at pretending to be Liberty Walk. So it's going to be good to get this thing in Motorfest so that we can essentially have it in the game that's already actually Liberty Walk and use it in the Liberty Walk events. It's a very nice body kit, and of course this was in the Motor Pass that came out a while ago. Also, on the front, I believe there's a big light on the front. The body kit's nice, and it's all pretty custom. Next is two cars I really don't care for. It's this thing, a lime green Mustang Boss. I mean, it can look cool. It just looks to me like it belongs to Kevin 11 is what this thing looks like. It's cool in a really not cool way, I will say. It looks like something you'd think was cool in, like, a video game from your childhood. But this thing is... I mean, the exhausts are nice. No, maybe I do think this thing is cool, actually. But I want to say this thing is bad, just because, out of principle. Out of principle. But this thing returns with another muscle car, which is from Mustang to Camaro. The old Camaro, and this one's the Ghost something edition, the Flame edition or whatever. This thing with like a little sleek drag build looking thing. It's quite nice. Both of these are going to be in Street Tier 1, definitely. Seeming as their base versions are in Street Tier 1. And they're going to be two very nice additions to get into Motorfest. Well, that's actually, I shouldn't have said that. That was too far. They're going to be alright in Motorfest. It'll be cool to have two unique looking cars. And finally, we round up all the first Motor Passes cars with the Divine Edition, the Bugatti Chiron Divine Edition 300 plus. This thing, which is the current best car in hypercar in the Crew 2, is going to be making its way over into the Crew Motorfest. We'll have to see if it does end up being the best. Probably not, though, because the base Chiron 300 plus isn't either. So, I don't expect much from this thing, and if it's not the best in the spec, it's just a bit goofy, right? Like, it's just a bit dumb looking, in my opinion. You can't change anything, you can only change the color of the two lines there. I guess it's nice to have, you know, one is black, one's white, because you can't do this to the base one. You can only put carbon fiber on that one or a solid color. This one has a few other customizations and has white instead of carbon fiber. It's alright, but it ain't crazy. On to the next Motor Pass. Now, something I think people do like, but I don't really, is this Jaguar with the lines on it. I don't even think I've customized this thing. Exhaust placement is slightly cool, I guess, but I really have nothing to say for this thing. The wing's cool. No, you know what? In Motorfest, I will probably use this thing just because of the wing. The wing is, it's pretty sick. The wing's pretty sick looking. And the wide body's not terrible. Honestly, if you can, what just happened? What just happened? If you can change this thing's livery, it might be alright. It might be alright. Also, it's like covering the headlights there, which looks strange for sure. As far as a Jaguar, this thing Summit car goes, it's better than the Lunar Year. This one's Motor Pass, sorry, and the wide body's interesting, and the spoiler, crazy cool. But this Motor Pass gets a lot cooler very soon. Two cars that I think have a lot of potential to be very sick in Motorfest are this thing, the Hive Edition BMW M2. I just think that the body kit on this thing is rather nice, and you could probably do a lot with it, maybe blacking it out, but also, you know, blacking it out, maybe putting a racing livery like I've got it on right now. I think this thing's alright, but the thing that I'm way more hyped about is this thing, the VW Golf. This thing just looks like the perfect, absolutely riced for a car meet kind of vehicle. It's even got slicks on it, right? Yeah, it's got slicks. Did I put those on, or does this thing come with slick stock? Because that is very sick if it's got slicks on it. And the customization is really cool. It's a Golf Edition car. Honestly, if Motorfest wasn't in full swing already, I would have been a lot more hype about this thing when it came out originally. It's just, I was too busy looking at the other game. But this thing, sick. It's even got, like, you're strapped into it. I doubt you're strapped into the base Golf. So that's kind of sick. This thing will be in Street 1, so will the other thing. A lot of cars in Street 1 this update, because the base M2 is Street 1, and the base version of this is Street 1. It's quite obvious that this thing was going to be Street 1, though. Sick body kit, though. And the final returning vehicle from the Motor Pass is the Proto Flashback. Yes, this thing is going to be in Motorfest. The Proto Flashback is going to be in Motorfest. Now, I want to make a video on all of these cars, honestly. What is this, and why have I never seen it before? What? What is... I have never seen this before. Sorry, I'm so sorry. This has to be new. What is that? This isn't for... What? What? How long has this been here? I beg your pardon? That's a very British thing for me to do in front of this thing. There's no way, though. What is this, and how long has it been here? I'm so confused. I've never seen this asset before. Normally, the whole game is just copy-pasted assets, but I've never seen that asset before. Is that the only place that is? What? Okay, whatever. Right, whatever. Yes, the Proto Flashback with those headlights down there is coming into Motorfest, and I'm quite hyped because this is going to be a cool car to drive, mostly for this. The interior has a wheel that looks like that, which is going to be really sick with 900-degree wheel rotation. The dash is pretty sick as well, if the speedometer actually was in the right place. That's bugged. I hope that doesn't stay bugged in Motorfest. But the gear being the way it is as well, the gear shifter, what actually is that? Is that RPM? The 0 to 8, I don't know. Ow. Damn, I think it is that, though. Oh, that's the rev. Yeah, that's the the rev meter. Whoa, okay. It's even got a fuel gauge. Yeah, this thing is going to be very cool to have. And I'm looking forward to it. But that's all the Motorpass cars. So what very cool cars are now coming in the Summit? Because when I say there's some cool stuff coming in the Summit, I mean there's some cool stuff coming in the Summit. In fact, there is five Summit cars making their way into Motorfest. And one of them is the Jaguar edition Mazda RX3, which is going to be in Motorfest with a very, very cool looking body kit. A very cool looking design as a whole. The first ever bronze Summit car. A Summit car that they gave to everyone who played that Summit. If you played a single event, you got this car. It is the least rare Summit car in the game, but it's actually pretty cool though. And this will make a fine addition into Street Tier 1. We already have the other RX3. The RX3 from the Forsberg update, but that one just isn't as cool as this. Just doesn't have the style that this one has. This one's got a bit of prestige to it, you know? This one's got a bit of prestige. I like it. I don't know. It just feels so Japanese. That's probably because it's Japanese, but it looks really cool. Yeah, I like this thing. But we're staying in Japan with our next one with the Mitsubishi, because if you forgot about the base car, you might have forgot it got a Summit variant. It got the, it's like Pure Edition, something like that, Flow Edition with a open hood, or at least a hole in the hood, a very sick wide body kit, and a very sick spoiler rig at the back. The spoiler is crazy on this thing. Actually a very cool Summit car, honestly. One of the shows that Motorfest just doesn't get as cool Summit cars as the Crew 2 used to have. The level of this thing is crazy. It is, again, right-hand drive. It'll make itself, I believe, the only right-hand drive drift car, which obviously the other one is as well, the base version. It's even got stickers on the interior. I didn't know that. I wonder if those stay. But stickers in the interior, roll cage and everything. This thing is something I'm really looking forward to being in drift in the Crew Motorfest. Especially considering it'll be I think it'll be the only drift Summit car. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, on the other drift exclusives are Motorpass, and those are coming back soon. Well, for a car to be in drift and the only Summit car, this is a cool one. And something I also find rather cool is the aero that is on the Proto Lucky One. Give a look to the fenders. They go up, and fender flaps on the side of the front fenders go up too. This thing has a lot of interesting aero, as well as a pretty sleek design. It's a Proto Lucky One with this deep purple on it and a marble finish to the white. Gold rims on it too, and insanely sick looking aero. This thing in Motorfest is going to be quite nice, just because already the Proto Lucky One is quite nice. Obviously, the steering wheel on this thing is cool, and you boys, trust me, you haven't seen the way this thing's doors open. Because this thing's doors opening look very cool. It also has aero that goes up while you're driving. I don't know what the lore is on that. I don't know if that actually is that supposed to do that? Does that do anything? Maybe. I mean, I say that the McLaren, the one that's new in Motorfest, that one has like a full wall that comes up. Oh well, you know, oh well. Because now we're about to go from a pretty sick Summit car that I'm going to enjoy putting an electric engine in to one of my least liked Summit cars. The Ford GT Ruby Edition is also going to be coming into Motorfest December 6th. This thing, yeah, it ain't much. It really isn't much. This thing is truly whatever, in my opinion. It's going to be in the game, sure, but that's about where my care ends for this thing. It's gonna be whatever the base version is in. I think, is the base version Street 2? I actually don't know, but this one will just be in the same as that one. Like, truly, it's just a meh body kit on a meh car. It's nothing even close to my favorite Summit car to be coming into Motorfest, the Outline Edition Mazda RX-7 FC. Already one of my favorite cars in the game. It got a second Summit Edition after the Sakura. This thing is the Outline, and it looks so cool, and I can't wait for this thing to be in Motorfest. And it's the last one. It's the last car that there is to talk about coming into Motorfest with garage transfer. And it's the coolest one. It's got cool headlights too. The headlights on this thing, very sick. It's got sick rims. It's got a sick style to it. It's like a little, what is it, Initial D or something like that? It gives me that kind of vibe. It's an anime car. And my favorite one to be transferring over. Thank you to popular members, especially thanks to famous members, and an insane thank you to star members, Danimal, the Manimal, Grim Pepper, and an insane top of the top thank you to icon members, HK. Yeah, so these are all the cars that are coming over, and we don't actually know anything about Season 10 yet, but what my assumption would be is that they come in the next update, the one in March. Season 3 of Motorfest is probably when we get Season 10 cars, which is the likes of the 2 new rally cars and whatnot. And the Gordon Murrays and other things that are pretty cool that they could have just added in Motorfest at the same time. Oh yeah, and the Land Rover Defender, the new one, and the Audi RSQ8, yippee. I'll see you boys in the next one. That's about it from me in a bit.